What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Mellow Mondays podcast. This week was kind of hectic, not gonna lie. I've been kind of moving around a lot. My family was in town last week, which was sick. So we did a lot of cool adventures. Got to take them fishing one day, so we caught fish up on the pan. We went and did arches with them, which was pretty cool. They'd never seen that, so I thought it was a good time. We actually got super lucky. There was like nobody up there. I mean, it was full, but definitely wasn't like what peak season could be like. Then we just what else did we do? We just kind of hung out, really. Went down to Carbondale and got some food and met people and just kind of relaxed and hung out. I miss seeing them, so I was glad we got to hang out. And I don't know, I think it kind of ties into what I was feeling after they left, right? So like nobody really likes to say goodbye. At least I don't know anybody who likes to. But that is something that I have always like really struggled with, is saying goodbye, but also kind of making decisions in your life based off of like this feeling of, I don't know, like being sad or like the emotion of sadness. I think I'm really good at like allowing other people to be sad. I'm maybe not really good. Like I'm decent at allowing people to be sad and like have emotions. That's what like the Enneagram 4 is kind of known for, is like bringing out these deep emotions from people. But I've always struggled with like being sad, and especially related to like saying goodbye. And I can kind of like look back at my life and see these different I don't know, different scenarios or whatever that have happened that I'm like, like I probably wasn't as good at being present in the moment because I was like feeling sad about saying goodbye. I think like the biggest one is like college or like touring after college. Like in college, like I was never really good at like keeping up with the family and like having these, I don't know, day-to-day conversations. Like much more, I'm much better at it now than I was then. I think a lot of it was like, one, you're kind of in the moment doing all these things. But I think two, it's just like if I went too far down that rabbit hole, it's like, oh, like I miss my family and I don't like this feeling of, missing people. It's like it's uncomfortable. It's not fun to have those feelings, right? Like, so I think that's one instance. Sorry, resituating here on the chair. I'm trying to think of another, like I think just my whole touring career in general, like production, kind of aligns with this whole idea. Like getting so wrapped up in the here and now and like go, like stress and experiencing all these different things that like it just was hard to sit down and like have time to miss people, because it's like my mind was constantly occupied with all these different tasks and things to do. And I just wasn't great at keeping in touch with friends or family, and it's just like you get wrapped up in like just working all the time and all this stuff. Like the same thing we've been talking about for really like the past, couple months and all these different podcast episodes, is just like not having a good work-life balance, working too much, being too stressed, and yeah, just not keeping that day-to-day relationship with people like I wish I would have. And a lot of that being like being sad to say goodbye. And I think I remember like leaving Nashville and I'm sorry, not leaving Nashville, leaving Kansas City. So I was moving to Nashville. We had my U-Haul loaded up. Like we had just gone to my grandma's funeral. We had 2 rehearsals, and then we had my grandma's funeral, and then I flew home. Luckily for all of that, which is cool. Not cool, but I'm glad I was able to be there, at least for family, and to be able to go to that. I had a week off, so I packed all my stuff up. I had it in a U-Haul, and I was driving to Nashville, and then I was going to move into my apartment the house I was staying in by myself, and then immediately get on a bus and go on like a 3-month tour or whatever. So it was like just this hectic, fast-paced, like a lot of emotions going on. I remember having that feeling of like just that dread of saying goodbye to the family. Like it just felt so permanent. You know what I mean? Like it just felt like it was like I'm saying goodbye forever. Like I'm leaving forever. I'm never going to see you. You know what I mean? Like, and in a lot of sense, like, I mean, it's never that bad for one. I mean, one, we have cell phones, we can talk, text, all this different stuff, but it's like, I just hate that feeling so much. And I've been feeling that a lot more over the past couple years. I think living down at the lake and having family down and then having them, leave, I felt sad. Like, it's like you had all these people around, this energy, and then it was kind of gone. And I think COVID times, like, really, like, I don't know, I think it really made me realize how finite and quick, our lives really go. And like that I'm not always good at living in the moment, in the present, and like just being thankful for time spent with people. And something I've really been working on over the past year, 2 years really, whatever. But I don't know. I'm not good at feeling sad, and I'm not really sure how to like wrap this up into like some uniform thought or whatever, but my family was just here, right? Like we just talked about it and they had to leave, and I was like feeling sad, and I start feeling these emotions like days before, it's like you're halfway done. It's like, oh no, we have to say goodbye. Like we have to part ways again. And it just like, it's that uncomfortable feeling. It makes it hard to live in the moment and to be present because you like have this gnawing, like this dread of like, oh, they're gonna leave again. And I don't remember even, I guess I was talking about Lake of the Ozarks in my last podcast, but I think another theme over the past couple weeks has really been like this feeling of, yeah, feeling kind of homesick, to be honest. Like missing family and friends. Like I think we got so used to it in COVID of being around my family, like because I was touring so heavy, not really having a whole lot of time to spend with people. I mean, I'd come home over the holidays, but I was tired. I wasn't always like the most pleasant person to be around. Then COVID happened and we went to the lake, and it's like the only people I saw were my girlfriend at the time. I mean, hate my fiance now, but and then family. Like they would come down, like it was just so isolated. Like that was like your core. And so then we went to Colorado last year, and it was really good. And I think it was new, and there was just so much going on that like I was definitely sad, but I think there was so much unknown that there was a lot more stress with like, okay, what am I going to do? Am I going to be okay with money and all these different things going on in my head, that this time, now that we kind of knew what to expect, I was much more, yeah, just sad and like feeling kind of lonely maybe, or just like kind of homesick. Yeah. Like I missed being around my family, which is good. Like, I mean, I think a lot of people don't have that, which is sad, but it's unfortunately the reality of different families. Like for whatever reason, I got lucky with a good family that I like spending time with, and some people don't have that, and that's okay. We all have different journeys, but I don't know. I think the thing I'm trying to learn myself this week is just be able to sit in the emotions that you're feeling, whether it be sadness or feeling this homesick or whatever it is, like being able to just like recognize that emotion and not try to distract myself too bad. Like, okay, well, I'm feeling these things, so I need to go fish, or I have to be working, or I have to be on my computer. It's like really hard for me to just sit down and like relax and contemplate and be thankful for the time we did have, and to look back on memories and all these different things. And so that's, I don't know. I think it's really hard, and I think a lot of people do this. Like we distract ourselves a lot with different things. And I can now look back at my life and look at like periods of time where I'm like, okay, I definitely use touring or jet skis or skateboarding or all these different things to kind of distract myself from these different emotions that are uncomfortable to feel. And that's what I'm trying to get better at. It's not easy, right? Like it's hard. And even now I'm catching myself that it's like, okay, well, I'll watch something on my computer. I'm feeling, kind of sad tonight or whatever, like all these different things. And not to say that that's bad. I mean, you can't just go around and be sad all day. You know what I mean? Like you can't, yeah, it's just not productive. Like you have to look at the good and find the things in your life that you're thankful for and blessed to have, and all those different things. But I think there is like this side of things where we're not always good with dealing with our emotions and just like sitting in that emotion, whatever it may be, whether it's good or bad. Like we're so quick to move on and distract ourselves. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's my encouragement for you all this week. Like my summer's starting to get hectic. Like I'm already recording this pretty late, and I'm gonna have to put it out for it to be on time for Monday and stuff. And so it's like I'm feeling kind of that pressure again of back in the grind, working a lot. The season's pretty much started, and it was a good reminder this week of sitting and trying to just process different emotions and to go through all of those feels. Like, it's not fun to feel these things. Like, I don't know many people are like, yeah, I like feeling like angry or sad. Like, no, none of us like those things. But I think it can just be a good, valuable lesson to like sit in that and to just feel it. Like, I think it makes you thankful for friends and family. Like, if I didn't miss these people, I think that would say something about the quality of the relationship. And when I distract myself from that, I lose sight of those things. And yeah, I don't know. No real practical advice this week or whatever. Not that like my advice is worth taking anyway, but I don't know. Just been feeling kind of homesick, missing family, missing the lake, like I talked about last week, and I don't know. I think it's okay. It's okay to miss those things. And also be thankful once again for Colorado and these different things here. Like, it's okay to have all of these different emotions at the same time. I think sometimes it's like people feel like we have to be happy and smiley and all these things. It's like, no, like we all go through life feeling these different things and having different emotions, and that's good. Like, we're meant to have all those things, um, even when it's not very fun sometimes. But yeah, I don't know. That's it for this week. Nothing too crazy. I think I have a fun story for next week, so be looking out for that story about Pam on our trip up to Arches. So, kind of a funny story. But as usual, thank you guys for tuning in. And this has been another episode of the Mellow Mondays podcast. Peace.